So what are some violations of the single responsibility principle?
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So let's say now you need to add another feature to your app. You have your in-memory cache. You can add, you can remove things from the cache, you can retrieve things from the cache. And let's say you're caching an access token. And now you have a new feature. You need to validate if the access token is still valid when you retrieve it.
Right.
Now, if you add this if statement inside your in-memory cache component, your class or struct, whatever, now you're doing two things. You're managing the cache and you're validating the access token.
Yes. So the if statement refers to the check, the business logic, if you want, like if an access token is valid or not. But the key point here is the location of these things, right? Where it's happening. Because if you're working with a cache, then you think, what is the component I'm working with? It's the cache, right? And now I want to validate something. Well, naturally, it feels, the right thing to do. Just go and stuff this validation inside your cache component.
Yes.
Well, that's probably bad because this is like a completely different rule. Validation. Caching, perhaps it's like a cross-application
concern,
exactly, while validating something is like an extremely application-specific.
Yes. And maybe sometimes you want to change how you store it. Instead of in memory, you want to store it with, let's say, core data or the keychain.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you have these two ways. Sometimes you want to use an in-memory cache. Sometimes you want to use the keychain. And you need to duplicate the validation logic in the keychain and in the in-memory one.
Exactly.
Well, no. That's why from the beginning, if you have this new functionality, you put into a validator that is not concerned where this data is coming from. It could be from in-memory representations, or it can come from core data, realm, from a backend service. It doesn't matter. It only validates a token.
Yes,
That's all.
Absolutely.
So you can compose it with different stores.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's it. Every time you add a new function to a class, every time you need to add more functionality to a component, ask yourself, is this component fulfilling more than one responsibility now?
Yes.
If you say yes, break it down. Would this have more reasons to change? In this case, you would have more reasons to change. The in-memory cache may change because you want to change how you store it, or it may change because the validation rules changed. Two reasons to change, two responsibilities.
So you're talking about being mindful here, right?
Like disciplined.
Being disciplined, searching for these signals. You are called to add a new API in a component, right? Like this, you want to add new behavior, you want to extend your system, and you need to add this behavior. And you have like a class open in your IDE on Xcode, whatever, right? And you need to ask yourself, is this the right way? Is this the right place? Is this the right component that I should add? And it doesn't matter. Is it a method? Is it a property? Is it like it doesn't matter like what it is. Like you're just adding stuff somewhere, right? So this is one of those ways that you can control your actions by thinking before doing and saying, like maybe it doesn't fit there. Maybe it's like exactly what you said, validation with caching. Well, validation is a completely different thing. I should not tie these two together because it was just convenient, because Xcode happened to be opened on this class, right?
Yes. And again, if you might decide to be pragmatic and say, well, it's easy, it's just one line of code. But this accumulates over time, right? A bunch of pragmatic decisions over time, you're going to create a mess. But if you follow the principles, if you're disciplined about it, over time, you're going to end up with a very decomposed, loosely coupled system that is easy to maintain, to add new features, to test. Just a pleasure to work with,
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's a dream.
So that's it.